Effect versus effect. Affect is a verb meaning to influence. Effect is a noun meaning result. While the student didn't see how studying affected his test taking, the positive effects soon became clear. Access versus excess. Access is used as a noun referring to the ability to enter, as in access to the building, and as a verb meaning to enter, as in access the stage from the rear. Excess functions as a noun or adjective that typically has to do with an amount that is more than usual or necessary, as in an excess of salt and excess baggage. Advice, advise. There's just one letter differentiating these two words, and there's also one very big difference between them. They're completely different parts of speech. Advice is a noun, meaning information or guidance that someone or something gives you. Advise is a verb, meaning to give someone advice. Anyway versus anyway. Anyway is an adverb meaning regardless. Anyway is a phrase meaning any manner or method. I don't want to go to the party, anyway. We could take any way we want to get to the party. Bridal versus bridal. Bridal is an adjective that is used to describe things relating to a bride or wedding, as in a bridal gown and bridal party. Bridle is a noun that refers to a device that fits on a horse's head and that is used for guiding and controlling the horse. Desert versus desert. Desert functions as a noun referring to an area of very dry land that is usually covered with sand and is very hot. Dessert is sweet food that is eaten after a meal, ice cream for dessert. Device versus devise. Device is a noun that most often refers to an object, machine, or piece of equipment that has been made for some special purpose, as in electronic devices. Devise is a verb that means to invent or plan something that is difficult or complicated, as in devising a new method for converting sunlight into electricity. Envelop versus envelope. Envelop is a verb that means to completely enclose or surround someone or something, as in she enveloped the baby in the blanket, and mist enveloping the mountains. Envelope is a noun that refers to an enclosing cover for a letter, card, etc. Lie versus lay. Lie is a verb meaning to recline or rest on a surface. Lay is a verb meaning to put or place. Kim lies down to take a nap every day at 3:30 p.m. before falling asleep. Kim lays her bracelet on the table. Lose versus loose. Lose is a verb meaning to misplace. Loose is an adjective meaning slack, movable, or weak. I always manage to lose my loose-fitting tank top. Personal versus personnel. Personal is an adjective often used to describe what belongs to or relates to a particular person, as in personal property and my personal opinion, or to a person's private thoughts, feelings, etc., as in a very personal question. Personnel is a noun most often used to refer to people who work for a particular company or organization. Pray versus pray. Pray is a verb that is used to mean to speak to God, especially in order to give thanks or to ask for something, as in praying for forgiveness, as well as to hope or wish very much for something to happen, as in praying they will succeed. Prey is used as a noun to refer to an animal that is hunted or killed by another animal for food, as in the owl's prey, or to someone who is a victim. Quiet versus quite. Quiet functions as an adjective, a verb, and a noun. As an adjective, it mostly describes things or people who make little noise, as in a quiet engine and a quiet person, or a situation or event in which there is little noise, as in a quiet dinner for two. Quite is an adverb that most often means very, as in quite tired, completely or entirely, as in we quite agree, or exactly or precisely, as in not quite what I said. Stationary versus stationary. Stationary is an adjective meaning not moving or not changing, as in a stationary target and a stationary population. Stationary is a noun that refers to materials, such as paper, pens, and ink, that are used for writing or typing, or specifically to paper that is used for writing letters and that usually has matching envelopes, as in business stationery. Then versus. Then. Then is a conjunction used to compare two things. Then is usually an adverb indicating time. Do you think that Pepsi-Cola is better than Coca-Cola? We went to the store, and then to a movie. That versus which. That is used when the phrase or clause that follows it is necessary in the sentence. Which is used when the phrase or clause that follows it is not necessary. Students that fail to thoroughly proofread often miss unnecessary points. Procrastinated papers, which students write often, fail to lead to the desired grades for their classes. There versus there versus there. There is a pronoun that is plural possessive. There is a word that means place. There is a contraction that means they are. Their dog is over there digging through the trash. They're not the most responsible pet owners. To versus to versus to. To is a preposition indicating direction. To is an adverb meaning in addition or also. To is a number. Too many times, students go to their advisor to set up their classes, but only have 2 of their 5 classes picked out. Who versus whom. Who is a pronoun used as the subject of a sentence. Whom is a pronoun used as a direct object. Who is responsible for the research on this group project? We assigned research to whom for this group project. Note: as a general rule, if you can substitute she, then who is the appropriate choice. If you can substitute her, then whom is the appropriate choice. Wander versus wonder. Wander is a verb used especially to mean to move around or go to different places, usually without having a particular purpose or direction, as in wandering through the meadow. Wonder functions as both a noun and a verb. As a noun, it often means a feeling caused by seeing something that is very surprising, beautiful, amazing, etc. As in staring up at the monument in wonder. Your versus your. Your is a pronoun that is second-person possessive. Your is a contraction that means you are. Your clothes will wrinkle if you're not careful with the drying cycle you choose.